of vegetation. Can we have someone give us one? Who can give us one? Yes, Ruth, can you give us one?
Crops.
We have the crops. That's good. Any other person? I see M100. M100. Yes. Any other person to give us? Yes, Ruth, I still see your hand.
Flowers.
We have the flowers. That's good. Any other? Any other person? We have crops, we have flowers. What else can we give as a component of vegetation or the element of vegetation? Okay, we can get there. So one of the components is crops. Number two, we have trees, or you can say forests. Then the other one, we have grass as a component. Then we have flowers. So those are some of the components of vegetation that we have. These are the ones that make up vegetation. So we can move on to the second question. Who can read for us the second question? The second question? Yes, Dan. Dan? Yes, Dan?
Write down two types of vegetation.
You are not so clear, Dan.
Write down types of vegetation.
Okay, the question is write down two types of vegetation. Yes, there are basically two types of vegetation. In Africa, in East Africa.
Write down any two types of vegetation.
Very good. Write down the two types of vegetation. They are basically two, whether we are talking about vegetation in P4, P5, P6, P7. They are basically two types of vegetation. Can we have someone give us the response? Hello? Yes, can we have someone give us the response? Who can tell us the types of vegetation? Members, let's contribute. Types of vegetation. Yes, Dan?
Natural vegetation.
Good. Any other? We have natural vegetation. Any other type? Yes, Dan, apart from natural vegetation? There we have planted vegetation. Then on the other hand, we have natural vegetation. Those are the two types of vegetation that we have. Planted vegetation, natural vegetation. And they can ask you that what is the difference between natural vegetation and planted vegetation? I think those questions will come. We can move to the next question. Number 2 is there. Number 2A. Who can read for us? Yes, still I see. But before Dan reads, I see quite a number of people here. We have Anne, we have Susan, we have Okene. Then on the other hand, we have M100, then there is Ruth. So, yes, Dan.
What is natural vegetation?
What is natural vegetation? Wonderful. Yes. You can tell us the definition of natural vegetation.
Is the type of vegetation that
Yes, please. Is there anyone willing to give us? Anyone willing to give us? Okay. The definition is there. I need one person to read. Ruth, you can help us read. Ruth, are you there? Yes, Dan, you can help us.
natural vegetation is the plant cover that grows on its own.
The plant cover that grows on its own, meaning that it does not grow maybe by the influence of man, but you find it existing on its own. That is what we call natural vegetation. Remember, at first we looked at the components or the elements of vegetation. There we talked about the crops, we talked about the forest, we talked about the grass, and we talked about flowers. So when you look at that category, you realize that there are some components here that grow on their own. There are crops that grow on their own. There are forests that grow on their own. We have grass also that grows on its own, and so on. So when they ask you that what is natural vegetation, you simply say natural vegetation is the plant cover that grows on its own. We can move on to the next question. The next question is there. Ruth, can you help us read the next question?
Mention the types of natural vegetation in Uganda or East Africa or Africa.
Mention the types of natural vegetation in Uganda, East Africa, or Africa. So we are going to categorize the types of natural vegetation there. So maybe before we look at them, we are going to look at the types of natural vegetation in Uganda. Then from Uganda, we shall go to East Africa. Then from East Africa, we shall go to Africa. Let's begin with Uganda. There in Uganda. Yes, dear ones. Which type? I see Dan. Dan, give us one. Yes, Ruth, do you know any?
Trees.
You're saying trees, good trial. Dan, do you have any idea about that?
Forest.
We have the forest. Yes, good trial, but not really. Who else can tell us? So the types of natural vegetation in Uganda are quite many. So one of them is called equatorial or tropical rainforest. Then we have another one there. Who can read that one? Who can read that one? Hello?
Savanna grasslands.
We have savanna grasslands. Okay. Another one is there. Who can read that one? Yes. Yes, Susan. Susan, are you with us? So the other one is called mountain or mountain vegetation. Then another one is there, which is semi-desert vegetation. Which is semi-desert vegetation. So those 4 types of natural vegetation are the ones we have in Uganda. And still when we talk about Africa, they are also part. Though when we look at Africa in general, you'll find that we add there other types of natural vegetation, even East Africa. For the case of East Africa, we shall add there one more type. Then when we look at Africa in general, we shall add there more 3 types. So other types include desert. Is there any desert? Is there a desert in East Africa? No. So maybe when we talk about Africa in general, like the northern part of Africa and the southern part of Africa, there you find some deserts. Like in the northern, we have Kalahari Desert. Then in the southern, we have Sahara rather. Then in the southern, we have Kalahari and Namib. Then grasslands, that is still in the southern part of Africa. And there is also another country there called Lesotho. Then there is also another country called Swaziland. Those are the 2. Then we have mangrove forest. Then lastly, we have Mediterranean vegetation. So those are the types of vegetation we have in Africa in general. In Africa, there are 7. They are not 7, but they are around 8. There are 8. Then in East Africa, we shall talk about 5. Which 5 are we talking about? We have equatorial or tropical rainforest, we have savanna, we have mountain or mountain vegetation, we have semi-desert, then lastly we have mangrove forest. Desert, temperate, Mediterranean, they are not in East Africa and Uganda. That is what we need to know. Maybe I want to show you the map of Africa that shows all the types of natural vegetation. And our map is there. Our map of Africa is there. For those ones who are in P7, our map of Africa is there. It shows different vegetation zones. Sometimes they call them vegetation zones, or sometimes they call them types of natural vegetation. So here, when you look at this green part here, this is what we call tropical rainforest or equatorial rainforest. Then you move on to this part here, not savanna, this is semi-desert, semi-desert vegetation. So this is semi-desert, this part here. Then you go to this one, this is desert vegetation, this one here. Then you move to the extreme end here. This is Mediterranean vegetation we are talking about. We have Mediterranean vegetation here and Mediterranean vegetation here, this part here. Then this one here, leave alone the pink one, not pink, but which color is that? This one here. So this one here is the temperate. Then we have this one as our mountain or mountain vegetation. It is here, it is here, it is spread all over Africa because here we have Ethiopian highlands, here we have the Drakensberg Mountains all together. Then which one haven't I talked about? This one next to equatorial, this is savanna grasslands. This is savanna grasslands. Then mangrove. This is another one they love asking. Mangrove forest. These ones grow along the coast. This is the East African coast and the West African coast. That is where you find mangrove vegetation. Unless maybe there is any question to be asked. If you have not understood something about the map, you can ask. Is there any question? Any question, or we move on? Any question? Any question? Okay, we can move on since there is no question.
Teacher Charles.
Teacher.
Up.
Yes. Yes, please.
Teacher,
Yes.
what is tropical vegetation?
Tropical vegetation or tropical rainforest.
Yes.
Those are simply the natural forests. The natural forests we have in Africa, in East Africa, or in Uganda. Like, for example, we have Mabira Forest. I don't know whether you've heard of Mabira Forest.
Yes.
Have you ever heard of Mabira Forest?
Yes.
That is the best example of a tropical rainforest or equatorial rainforest. We have the likes of Budongo altogether. So,
Yes.
just the examples. We shall see other examples as we continue. Okay?
Yes,
so we move
teacher.
on to the next. Yes, please. The next question is there. I need someone to read for us that question. Yes, who can read for us? Is there someone? Hello? Someone to read for us? Yes, please. Can you read for us?
Give any three characteristics of tropical rainforest or
Come again, can you read, please?
Give any three characteristics of tropical rainforest or
The word,
equatorial rainforest.
the word is equatorial rainforest. The word is
Give any
equatorial.
three characteristics of tropical rainforest or
Equatorial.
equatorial rainforest.
Yes. The question is asking us to give the characteristics of equatorial rainforest. And I need someone to give us at least,
Marina forest.
they are saying the characteristics. How do they look like? All together, they are not asking you to give. They are not asking you to give the.
They grow mature.
Yes, Ruth.
They grow mature.
I see one hand there. Ruth, I beg your pardon. Ruth, come again.
They produce hardwood timber.
They produce hardwood, which is good. Thank you so much. Another person. Any other person?
They grow quickly mature.
I beg your pardon?
They grow quickly mature.
They grow quickly mature? Not really. Maybe you can say they take long to mature. Good trial. Another person? Another person there? Yes? Another person? Okay. So the characteristics are there. The first one is there. I need someone to read for us.
The trees grow tall.
The trees grow tall. That is good. Another one is there. Number 2. Number 2. Who can read for us the second point?
The trees are evergreen.
The trees are evergreen. We shall look at the reasons as to why they grow tall, why they are evergreen. We have the third one. The third one. Who can read the third one? The third one. Are we together? Yes, Dan. Dan, help us. Oh, Moses.
Trees produce mainly hardwood.
I beg your pardon, you were breaking a bit. Yes.
Trees produce mainly hardwood.
The trees mainly produce hardwood.
The trees
Yes,
produce
read for us.
mainly hardwood.
Good. Moses, read for us number 4.
The trees produce mainly hardwood.
It is okay. We have had that one number. That is number 3. We are going to number 4 now. Moses? Yes, Moses. Moses, are you there? Ruth? Ruth, can you take us, please? Take us through, please.
The trees grow tall. The trees are evergreen. The trees produce mainly hardwood. The trees are of different species. The trees have buttress roots.
Buttress roots. Can you read again?
The trees grow tall. The trees are evergreen. The trees produce mainly hardwood. The trees
are of different species.
The trees have buttressed roots. The trees form a copion. The trees are scattered. The trees take long to mature. There is thick undergrowth.
Okay, those are the characteristics of equatorial rainforest. 1, we are saying that trees grow tall. Why do they grow tall? The reason is they compete for sunlight. That's why they grow tall. Then number 2, we are saying the trees are evergreen, meaning that they are evergreen throughout the year. Reason being they receive plenty of rainfall. Then number 3, trees produce mainly hardwood. Why do they produce hardwood? The reason is they take long to mature. Then the word species simply means different types. So it is not like planted particular type of tree, maybe can decide to plant a particular type of tree, no. Then the other one, the trees have buttress roots. And what are buttress roots? These are roots that grow above the ground. And why do they have buttress roots? The reason is to provide extra support to the trees. Then the other one, the trees form a canopy. What do we call a canopy? A canopy is simply an umbrella-like structure, which is basically formed by leaves as well as the branches of the trees. Then that is basically in forest. Then the other one, we are saying trees are scattered. They are not like the other ones in planted forests, which are basically planted in rows. No, these ones are scattered. You find one here, another one the other side. Then we are saying the trees take long to mature. Reason being maybe they lack nutrients, maybe they compete for nutrients. That's why they take long to mature. Then lastly, there is what we call thick undergrowth. And this is what makes this forest to be impassable sometimes. It makes it hard for people to penetrate them or to pass through them. It is because of the thick undergrowth. So those are the characteristics of tropical rainforest or equatorial rainforest. On the other hand, we can also regard them as the characteristics of natural vegetation. Then we can move on to the next question. And the next question is there. Write down 4 tree species in tropical rainforest. We say in tropical rainforest, you'll find that the trees are of different what? Species. And even when we watched the video, some of these species were talked about. So may I have someone to tell us some of these tree species?
Roots.
Some of the, yes, Ruth?
Roots.
Roots, not really. We are looking at the types of trees that grow in tropical rainforests, not basically the type, the parts. Who else can try? Yes, Ruth. Ruth, I still see your hand up. Is Anne part of us? Anne, are you there? Okay, so we can see a number of them there. Who can read that word there? That is one of the tree species we have in tropical rainforest or equatorial rainforest. Who can read that word? Susan, are you there? Or Dan? Hello?
Hello.
Yes, please. Can you take us through this tree species?
Right. Any ebony, mahogany, mvule, rosewood, green heart, African walnut.
Very good. So those are the different tree species we have in natural as well as tropical rainforest. We have ebony, we have mahogany, we have mvule, we have rosewood, green heart, and African walnut. So those are the tree species. In case they ask you to give one. And these are the tree species that give us hardwood. We say that these trees mainly produce hardwood. And we shall also look at the uses of hardwood later on. Let's move on to number 3. Number 3 is there, number 3A. I need one person to read for us. Yes.
Why do trees in tropical rainforest grow tall?
Why do trees in tropical rainforest grow tall? Who can give us the reason? When I was explaining the characteristics, I gave the reason. Why do they grow tall?
Because they want light.
Because they want light.
Light.
I see Dan there. Dan?
They compete for sunlight.
Very good. So they grow tall just because they compete for sunlight. That's why they grow very tall. Have you ever seen a tall person? So if you ever seen a tall person,
Yes.
I am not meaning that tall people compete. Maybe us also people will compete for sunlight, but I want you to get the idea about the word tall. So you find that in this forest, trees basically grow tall. Why they grow tall is to compete for sunlight. That is the reason you can give. Why do they grow tall? They compete for sunlight. In science, they teach you about phototropism, which is basically a plant response towards light. So that is what they are trying to do. Number 3D. Who can read, please?
Why are trees in tropical rainforest evergreen?
Why are trees in tropical rainforest evergreen? Who can give us the response? Put up your hand, please, and you tell us if you know. Anyone with idea? With idea about it? Why are these trees evergreen? Why are they evergreen? And it is one of the characteristics. So the answer is there. Who can read for us? Why are they evergreen? Susan? Susan? Why are these trees evergreen? The answer is already there. Ruth?
Yes, teacher.
Why are trees in tropical rainforest evergreen? Can you read for us the response?
They receive plenty of rainfall.
They receive plenty of rainfall. If you cannot write, receive enough rainfall. So these tropical rainforests grow in areas that receive plenty of rainfall. So that is the reason as to why they are evergreen. Next time another person can say what okay, we move on to the next question. It is there. Who can read for us that question there? Moses?
Which type of wood is got from natural vegetation?
Which type of wood is got from natural vegetation? Who can give us the answer?
Yeah, they would ask you.
Who can give us the response?
Which type of wood is got from natural vegetation? Do you know? What is it? Put up your hands here.
Yes?
Hardwood.
It is simply hardwood. We even had that response. The other side, when we were talking about the nature of this forest, the characteristics, we say natural forests simply produce hardwood. So the answer is simply hardwood. I hope we know the uses of hardwood. We can move to the next question. And who can read that one? The next question is there.
State any 4 uses of hardwood.
The uses of hardwood. Good. What are some of the uses of hardwood? You know the response, you put up the hand and you tell us.
Yes, you give them the same answers. Wait.
Uses of hardwood. Anyone to give us?
It is used to make firewood.
Is used to make
Firewood.
firewood. Can simply say for wood fuel. like firewood. That is an example of wood fuel. Then number two, you talk about charcoal. Okay.
It is used for making furniture.
Moses? Moses, please.
It is used for making furniture.
Used for making furniture. The word furniture remains as furniture. You don't add there s, maybe to say furniture. So okay. And there are different examples of furniture. Okay. Okay. So someone is saying hardwood is used for making furniture, which is very okay. Is right. Any other person? Any other person? Okay, let's have the uses here. We see different uses. They are there. I want someone to take us through, but before we have that person, the word hardwood, the first hold on, hardwood is one word. Okay? So when you're writing, you write it as one word. It was who can take us through the uses of hardwood? Can I have that person?
It is used for making furniture.
Good.
It is used for making furniture.
Yes.
It is used for making boats or ships. It is used for making coffee. It is used for building houses. It is used as wood fuel.
That's good. Yeah, those are the uses. Do we know some of the examples of furniture? Because we are saying one of the uses of hardwood is for making furniture. Yes? Examples of furniture? Yes, Ruth?
Chairs, tables, beds, benches.
Okay, to mention but a few. There are so many. Altogether, you talk about the chairs, you talk about tables, you talk about the benches, you talk about the beds, you talk about maybe the wooden doors, and so on. That is part of furniture. Then the other one, it is used for making boats or ship. And now here, in primary 6 or primary 7, they will always ask you this question, that which type of natural vegetation?
Excuse me, teacher Charles.
Yes,
you
please.
have wrote ships.
Yes. It is not like the other sheep, an animal. Yes. Hello. Ruth? It is not like the other shape of the animal. This one here, let me send it via the chat. It is not like this shape, whereby you cannot add their letter S. But this one has the plural form, whereby you can add it S. So I was saying that in primary 6 or P7, they can ask you, primary 6 or 7, they can ask you that name the type of natural vegetation that provides wood for making boats or for making ships. And if they ask you that question, which type of natural vegetation can you give? Which type of natural vegetation? Is it savanna? Is it equatorial? Mangrove? Desert? Which type of vegetation is this? Which type of natural vegetation? Yes, Ruth.
Savannah.
Ruth?
Savannah.
No, thank you. No, thank you. Good
Tropical
try.
rainforest.
Yes. No, thank you. I see Techno. I needed to know your name. Okay. Yes. Techno, maybe you'll tell me your name as you give us the response. Yes. Yes. Techno P701. Hello. Okay, Ruth, you can tell us. Hello.
Natural vegetation is used for making shade.
Yes, Techno.
Maybe tropical.
Which one contains natural hardwood.
The question was simply, which type of natural vegetation provides hardwood for boat or ship building? And we looked at the types of natural vegetation. Yes, Techno, we are waiting for you. Yes?
Natural vegetation.
Okay, the answer comes within natural vegetation. We looked at the types of natural vegetation. We listed them. Last time we said we have savanna, we have tropical rainforest, we have desert, we have mangrove, we have temperate, and so on. Now I was saying among those types of
Tropical
Moses,
rainforest.
tropical rainforest, good trial, but not really. Okay, the type of natural vegetation that provides timber for ship building is called mangrove. They will always ask you that question, that how is mangrove forest? And there you simply say it provides hardwood. Actually, you simply say it provides waterproof hardwood for boat or ship making. And why they choose that wood, it is because it is waterproof, meaning that water does not penetrate it. Then someone said, hardwood is used for making coffins, which is true. Like when someone dies, they need a coffin to put that person in. Then it is used for building houses. This one is basically roofing, during roofing. That is what it means. Then it is used as wood fuel. Maybe it can be used as firewood, or someone can decide to make charcoal out of it. Okay. The other question is there, though it has come out with the answer, but I just want one person to read through it. Who can help us? Moses, can you read for us that question? Moses?
Why do trees in natural vegetation produce hardwood?
Why do trees in natural vegetation produce
Hardwood.
So why do they produce hardwood? The reason is they take long to mature. That's why they produce hardwood. Okay, we can move on. to the next one. The next one is there. Who can read that question?
How do mangrove forests contribute to the development of fishing industry in East Africa?
How do mangrove forests contribute to the development of the fishing industry in East Africa? This is what we have been sharing. I want one person to give us the response. How do they contribute to the development of the fishing industry? Yes, Tekno. Tekno 7, P701. Yes? Who can give us the response? You put up your hand, please, if you have the response. Or if you want to try it, is still okay. Yes? I see Ogwal Jasper. Susan, do you have an idea? So there is the response. I need someone to read for us. Dan, can you please read for us?
They provide hardwood waterproof timber used for ships, boat making.
Yes, hardwood waterproof timber used for ship or boat making. We can move on. Another question is there. I want one person to read for us very fast. Ruth, can you read for us?
Mention the main economic activity carried out in the following vegetation zones.
In the following vegetation zones. The first one is savanna grasslands. Which one is the main economic activity carried out in savanna grasslands? Any person to give us the response? Yes, Dan? Dan?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so the major economic activity carried out in savanna grasslands is there is tourism, and someone may ask, the reason is most of the game parks, which most of the tourists want to see different wild animals, or we can simply talk about wildlife, because it is not only wild animals that are there, but of course the word wildlife refers to the animals, it refers to the plants, birds, as well as the insects. So why savanna grassland is basically like the area for tourism, it is because of that. Next time they will ask you a question that, why are most of the game parks located in savanna grasslands? And you simply say, it is because savanna grasslands have enough water and pasture for animals. So we can move on to the next one. Which one is the main economic activity carried out in Mediterranean vegetation? P7. Is there anyone from P7 here? I need to know. Anyone from P7? Anyone from P7? Yes, Dan. Good. Which one is the main economic
Fishing.
activity? Fishing. Not really. Good trial. Not really. The main economic activities there. Dan, you can read.
Yes. Growing
Economic
of
activities there, you can read for us. It is not fishing. Citrus.
growing of citrus fruits.
Yes, the growing of citrus fruits is the economic activity there. Now, do you know the examples of the citrus fruits here? The citrus fruits we are talking about here, you talk about the lemons, you talk about the grapes, now together, and so on. Then the other one is equatorial rainforest. Which one is the main economic activity carried out there? Equatorial rainforest. Moses? Is Moses still with us? Yes, that.
Yes.
Which one is the main economic activity carried out in tropical rainforest or equatorial rainforest?
Farming.
Farming, not really, though it is one of the economic activities. But the question is talking about the major one. I saw Ruth also. Ruth, which one is the main economic activity there?
Fishing.
Fishing, not really, though it is one of the economic activities. But the question is talking about the major one. Any other person? Yes, Dan. Lastly. Dan? Okay. So the major economic activities there, who can read for us? Susan, you can read for us. Susan? Okay, Moses, you read for us. Moses?
Excuse me, the child has gone out a bit.
Okay, it's fine. Yes, Dan, you read for us. Economic activity?
Lumbering.
Lumbering. That's good. So what is lumbering? In case they ask you, what is lumbering? You might have learned about this. This is what is taught from P4, P5. Anyone with the idea about lumbering? What is lumbering? Yes, Dan? Okay, lumbering is simply the cutting down of mature trees for timber. That is what we call lumbering. In case they ask you that what is lumbering, you simply say lumbering is the cutting down of mature trees for timber. Let's move on. Someone to read for us number 5. Our time is fast running. Maybe I can have Ruth. Ruth has kept quiet. Ruth, read for us.
Why do some trees shed off their leaves during the dry season?
Do we know
Let
the
me
response?
give the answer, teacher.
Yes, please.
To reduce on transpiration.
To reduce the rate of transpiration. Very good. That is the reason. There is nothing more than that. And maybe what I can explain is the shading off. What does it mean?
Leaves falling off of the tree.
Yes, leaves falling off the tree. That is what it means when we talk about shading off. So they shed off their leaves to reduce the rate of transpiration. So we can have another question there. I want one person to read that one. Who can read that one?
How do we call trees that shed off their leaves during the dry season?
How do we call the trees? How do we call the trees that shed off their leaves during the dry season? Do we know the name given to those trees? We say that they shed off their leaves because they want to reduce the rate of what? Transpiration. So what is the name given to the trees that shed off their leaves? Yes, Yusuf. How do we call them? How do we call those trees? Okay, those trees are there. Who can read for us that word? Yes? Who can read that word? Yes, Yusuf.
The cedar trees.
Those trees are called deciduous trees. So next time they will change that question. They will ask you that what are deciduous trees? You simply say deciduous trees are trees that shed off their leaves during the dry season. Why do they shed off their leaves during the dry season? To reduce the rate of transpiration. Okay, another question is there. I want one person to read for us. Ruth, can you read for us that question?
Why do trees in semi-distressed disaster areas develop long roots?
Okay, the question is, why do trees in semi-desert areas develop long roots? Unfortunately, the question has come with the answer. So Ruth, what is the answer? What is the answer?
To tap deep underground water.
To tap deep underground water. That is the response. So that they can absorb that water which is found deep underground. That's why they develop long roots. Another question is there. I need Dan to read for us.
Give any one reason why most of the game parks are located in savanna grasslands.
Give any one reason why most of the game parks are located in savanna grasslands. Do we know the reason? Do we know the reason?
No.
Yes, Dan?
They have enough pasture and water for animals.
Savanna grasslands have enough pasture and water for their animals. Wonderful. As simple as that. That is what we're supposed to give. They have plenty of pasture and water for animals. And we know that animals feed on pasture. That is their food. Then another person can say, Savanna grasslands provide shelter for animals. The word shelter simply means the home or homes for animals. We move on to the next question. Someone to read.
Mention any two natural forests found in Uganda.
Natural forest found in Uganda.
Zoka Forest.
Now, this is what we are going to do. You put up your hand and you tell us, because now we are competing. Yes? Okay. Someone is saying Zoka Forest. Yes, Ruth. Ruth, tell us. Ruth, can you tell us, please?
Buyindi Forest and Mabira Forest and Budongo Forest.
You mentioned almost all answers. Okay, we have Buyindi Impenetrable Forest. That is one of them. You have talked about Mabira Forest, which is also another one. Then you also talked about Budongo Forest, which is also another one. Someone talked about Zoka Forest, which is also another one. So let's start. Yusuf? Yusuf? Yes, Dan.
Maramagambo Forest.
Maramagambo Forest. I still see Ruth's hand.
Marabigambo Forest.
Marabigambo Forest, good. Any other person?
Namwasa Forest.
There are very many. We cannot mention all of them. Okay. I'm happy that you know some of them are there. We have already talked about them. Mabira, Budongo, Buyindi, Bugoma, and so on. They are there. That is the most important thing, is for you to know them. All together. Then we can move on to the next question, which is there. Who can read for us that question? You put up the hand and you read the question. Yes, Ruth?
What is planted vegetation? Can
What
I
is-
give the answer, please, teacher?
Okay, you can give.
Planted vegetation is the plant cover planted by man.
Planted cover, planted by man, or you can simply say type of vegetation that grows under the influence of man. So if a man or if people have not planted that type of vegetation, then it cannot what? Exist. So the answer is there. We say planted vegetation is the plant cover planted by man. We go to number 6B. I need one person to read for us. I see Joseph. Joseph, please, we want to hear your voice. Joseph, are you with us? Okay, Ruth, your hand is still up.
Set any three tree spies in planted vegetation.
The word is species. Can you read that question again?
Set any three tree species in planted vegetation.
The tree species in planted vegetation. Yes, just as we mentioned the other ones in natural vegetation. Can we identify these tree species? Dan, do you want to tell us what? What are some of these tree species?
Muvule.
Yes.
Muvule.
Mvule. Not really. That one goes to natural. Any other person? Okay, to save time, the tree species are there. The tree species are there. We have, I want one person to take us through. I don't want to read for you. Yusuf, you can take us through. Yusuf. Yusuf, are you there? Okay, Ruth, you take. Ruth? Okay, the tree species in planted vegetation include, we have the cedar as one of them, we have fir, we have cypress, eucalyptus, we have spruce, and lastly we have the pines. These are the tree species there. Now together, there are quite many of them, but these are some of them. Cedar, fir, cypress, eucalyptus, spruce, then we have the pines. Can we move to the next question? Who can read for us the next question there? Who can read the next question? Dan? Dan, you read for us.
Give any two characteristics of planted forests.
Give any two characteristics of planted forests. Do we know some of the characteristics of planted forests? Yes, Joseph.
Planted forest mature quickly.
Good.
Planted forest, they are almost the same species.
They are of the same species. Good. Any other? Okay. So Joseph has told us two of them. He said that planted forests,
They mature quickly.
planted
They
forests
produce
mature.
softwood timber.
Yes, Ruth has also added one there. Mature quickly, produce softwood timber. Then they are of the same species, which is okay. So some of them are here. Some of them are there. Maybe Dan can take us through. Is Dan still with us? The first one.
The trees grow in rows. The trees are well separated.
Well
Separated.
The word is spaced.
The trees are of the spaced. The trees provide mainly softwood.
Okay.
The trees are of the same species.
Yeah. Okay, that's good. Trees grow in rows. Some people prefer saying trees grow in lines. That is not lines. So they grow in rows. Trees are well spaced, which is true. It is not like the case with the natural forest. Then trees produce softwood altogether. Then the trees are of the same species. Then someone said trees mature quickly, and so on. Number 7 has come with the response that name the type of wood got from planted vegetation. which is simply softwood. We move on to the next one. Yes. Yusuf, you read for us that question. Yes, speed up.
Write down any two products got from softwood.
Two products got from softwood. Can we identify the products we get from softwood?
Peppers.
I beg your pardon?
Peppers.
We have
Peppers.
pepper. The word is pepper. Good. Joseph? Joseph?
Peppers.
Already mentioned, someone talked about pepper. Any other product?
For making pencils.
Good. Any other? Any other? Okay. So the products are there. We make from softwood. All together, the products are there. And I would love Ruth to take us through. Ruth, can you take us through? Ruth, are you there?
Mention any two planted forests in Uganda.
Oh, first wait, you have not taken us through the products we get from softwood. First take us through the products.
It is used for making paper. It is used for making softboards. It is used for making furniture. It is used for making wooden rulers. It is used for making pencils.
Okay, then the next
Mention
question.
any two planted forests in Uganda.
Any two planted forests in Uganda? Do we know some of them? Do we know the planted forests in Uganda? Okay, some of the planted forests are there. They are there. I hope you're seeing them. We have the first one is Lendu Forest. We have Magamaga Forest. We have Itwara, Butabira. Then we have Katikira. Now, the other question they can ask you is, name the largest planted
Excuse me,
forest.
teacher, how many numbers are they?
Sorry?
How many numbers are they?
The number of planted forests in Uganda, it is not certain, but I've just given you a few here because it depends on the area. Altogether, I may not deceive you now that there are 15 or 20 altogether. Now I was asking you that they can also ask you a question. They can ask you a question that name the largest planted forest in Uganda. Which one is the largest planted forest in Uganda?
Budongo Forest.
That one is natural. That one is natural. We are looking at these ones we have mentioned in number 7C, Lendu, Mafuga, Magamaga, and so on. Which one is the largest?
Magamaga Forest.
Which one is the largest?
Magamaga Forest.
Magamaga Forest.
The largest is Lendu, and Lendu is found altogether. I want us to rush very fast because our time has gone. The other question is, I want one person to read very fast. Ruth, can you read for us that question? Is Ruth still with us? Ruth, Can you read for us the next question? Are we still with Ruth? Okay, Dan, you read for us because our time is going.
Mention any 4 factors that influence vegetation distribution in Africa.
The factors that influence vegetation distribution in Africa. Do you think
factors that influence vegetation growth in Africa? Soils, rainfall, reliable rainfall, fertile soils, good climate.
Okay.
Fertile soil.
We have the fertile soils. The other one?
Rainfall.
Rainfall. Good. Any other?
Those are only ones which I know.
Okay, there are very many. Time is not going to allow us to discuss a lot about this, but those are some of the factors. One of them is climate, but of course with the climate, we basically look at 2 factors, that is rainfall and temperature. Then we have altitude. Then on the other hand, we talk about the nature of soils. We cannot base on fertile soils only, but of course, when you're explaining, you talk about areas with fertile soils and areas with infertile soils. Then you talk about the nature of vegetation there. Then you talk about the human activities. Then lastly, we have the drainage system. Those are the factors that affect the climate of an area. The other question is there very fast. How is vegetation important to the following? The first one is what we call a carpenter. Who is a carpenter?
A carpenter is a person who makes furniture.
A person who makes furniture. So how does a carpenter benefit from vegetation? What do they get from
He gets source of his materials.
What is that source? The source.
For example, wood, timbers, and even can manage to make his furniture, and he can sell to get money.
Okay. So I want you to be specific. Yusuf, do you have something different? Yes, Yusuf?
No.
Okay, Ruth, do you have something different?
You did.
Okay, you either talk about carpenters getting wood or timber. Altogether, that is what you are supposed to talk about. So you say it is a source of timber or wood. Then number 2, we have the herbalists.
What are herbalists?
Hey. Have you ever seen those people who sell herbs?
What are
Someone is saying, who are herbalists? Herbalists are those people who sell herbal medicine. Altogether, or you simply say they sell herbs. And I'm sure some of you have ever taken herbal medicine, not so? So you have even asked me to give you the response. So the response is already there. I've already given you. It is a source of herbal medicine. Then the other one, animals. How is vegetation important to animals?
Vegetation provides animals pasture. With pasture,
that is food. Then the other thing animals get from vegetation is
shelter.
Yes, it is food and shelter. Then we go to the last question. The last question is there. Who can read for us? Bruce, can you read for us, please?
Suggest any 3 dangers of vegetation to people.
The dangers of vegetation. Is vegetation dangerous to people?
Vegetation keep dangerous people, e.g., thieves, rapists, and kidnappers.
Good. Any other danger of vegetation?
Vegetation keeps wild animals that kill people.
Okay. The dangers are there. Because of time, we may not talk a lot about them. One of them is vegetation harbors dangerous wild animals. You know the examples of dangerous wild animals? You know the examples?
Lion.
What are harbors?
When we say harbors, it simply means keeps them out together. Or you can simply say vegetation is a home of dangerous wild animals. Take for example, we have the lions, the snakes, we have maybe the leopards, the tigers, and so on. Then you can also say vegetation is a breeding place spread Ghana to animals, then sleeping sickness to people. Then we have the mosquitoes and so on. Then someone said it is a hiding place for criminals like rebels, rapists, what? Okay, we move on. We can move on. Then someone can also say vegetation, some plants are poisonous to people. So those are some of the dangers. Then the last one, mention any 2 human activities that conserve vegetation, that protect vegetation. All together, these are some of, they are asking you to give some of the human activities here, but because of time, I am well informed that we are supposed to end at 4, and whereby we have even gone past 4. The human activities are there, that vegetation, we have afforestation, planting of forestry, which is the growing of crops and planting of trees on the same piece of land. Then we have bush fallow, that is allowing the bush to grow a piece of land. Those are some of the human activities that conserve vegetation. Then we have the other ones that destroy vegetation, and those are the ones. Altogether, that is bush burning, deforestation, swamp drainage, overgrazing. So share, unless if you need message via WhatsApp. I want us to keep it because I don't want us to go beyond the set time. Thank you so much. Thank you for participating. See you next time.
Excuse me, teacher.
teacher. Thank
Yes.
you, teacher.
You're welcome.
Excuse me, teacher.
Thank you, teacher, for your
When
Ah.
shall we learn again?
Excuse me,
Learn
teacher.
again.
When are we going to have the discussion again?
The discussion, we shall share it. Okay, we shall share it with you when that time comes. No. Yes? Okay. Any other question? Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. Madam Joanne, unless there is something you want to communicate.
Thank you so much, Teacher Charles. I can conclude.
Excuse me, teacher. May you give us some questions we answer for revision?
Teacher Charles, we can't hear you, but I think we can answer that. Thank you so much for the great session. I want to also thank everyone who has spared time to attend this seminar. For all our learners present, thank you for sparing time to attend the seminar. Thank you for participating actively. We are going to share with you the recording for this session. Sorry about that. I'm going to share with you the recording for the session, and we are going to share with you the upcoming seminars. So, shall we keep in touch? And this seminar was organized by Yaka Digital Network. Yaka Digital Network is an online learning platform that has online classes for learners starting from P1 to senior 6. So if you want to enroll for online studies, or if you still want to access notes, we also have notes available, and each subject is 10,000. I'm going to share the numbers, our contact numbers for Yaka Digital Network. I'm going to share them in the chat area, so you can check there. In case of any communication, you can always reach out to us. So we have a list of seminars we organized. Every Saturday we have a seminar running. It can either be for primary or secondary. So we are going to share these details on the emails and the WhatsApp numbers you shared with us. But in case you haven't yet shared, you can still share with us in the chat area, but at least I've reached out to many of you and you have shared them. So I'll be sharing all this information on your email, the recording for this seminar that we just had. In case you want to refer to it, the recording will be shared with you. And then the upcoming seminars will also be communicated with you. Okay, Teacher Joanne, I hand over back to you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Patricia, Teacher Charles, and everyone. Yes, we shall keep you up to date, as Patricia said. We beg to stop here. A good evening.